and we're looking at the process of completing the GP sheet, updating pipeline, and requesting QNQ. So I'm going to pass over to Sean to talk us through the process.
Okay, so Robert's sat with the customer now. He's then come back to me, told me what the customer's looking at, which is the Fuel Smart Pro. So first thing first, I need to open up a GP sheet. So I'm just going to share my screen. GP sheets. So we open up a GP sheet, which is in the folder, sales folder for everybody to get hold of.
Okay.
Pretty standard. So as it's self-explanatory, fill out the customer name. So it's Bob's Transport. We're looking at Fuel Smart. So we scroll down to the product that we're looking for. Fuel Smart Pro. Yeah, so I forgot to put the BDM as Robert Steele there. Yeah. There we are. So the customer's got a fleet of 5. It's in Southern Ireland, so we're looking at euros.
Okay.
It's 195, 12 a month. It's all upfront and rental cost. There's no install cost on this. That's covered by the cost of that.
Okay.
It's not leasing, so we zero that out anyway. And then the warranty on Fuel Smart Pro, we offer a 60-month warranty. But if that's changed for any reason, Robert has a discussion with the customer there after a 12-month warranty or something, we can change it with a drop-down box there. But standard is 60 months. Any other notes added to the deal we'll put in there? Because this screen here is firstly what the customer's going to agree to and sign.
Okay.
So if Robert's said we'll offer you a free deinstallation and reinstallation in 6 months' time, we could put the notes in there. And that's basically the main screen that we fill out. So that's the main GP sheet that we fill out. Then in that, we then have all the other details in the other tabs. No bespoke install rates. The install cost is the standard install cost, which is already set by the GP sheet, so you don't need to change anything. All we do change on this sheet is from purchase rental or lease. We actually do not purchase rental, not a lease, so we just click there. It then deletes out all the lease rental information that we don't need, and then it gives us our figures.
Okay.
So the total sales value in euros also breaks it down into sterling. And then this information is then sent across onto the pipeline. So that's the first bit done on the GP sheet. Then we what do is we've got to generate a QNQ number to fill this out, which basically means we need to go to SharePoint, which is, hang on, let me just, SharePoint, which is here, the pipeline. So from this, we need to enter the customer details into the system. So then the customer is actually on the system live, and it's all then documented, everything we do with the customer. So click on customers, new item for a new customer. So company name is Bob's Transport. Company registration number, I'll generally find that just online, easy enough to Google it. You can find every company's registration number online. So we go 0000. It's in the Republic of Ireland. BDM is Robert. Supporting desk manager is me, he says. Just fill out all this as self-explanatory. They had 5 vehicles. Next action is proposal. Last contact made was obviously today, so we'll just put says today. Next contact, well, I'll be sending the proposal today, and I think Robert said to me in the notes that he wants to contact the customer by the end of the week or next week, so put down next Monday. Last visit was today. No, yeah, that's he says. What's happened there?
Is it maybe the
bone?
Maybe go double click, Sean. This maybe it's frozen.
No. Anyway, let me just refresh. I can't refresh the page. I have to fill all that again. So you have to edit this bit out. So
it's okay.
Transport. Company reg 0000. Republic of Ireland. Robert Steele. Me. Beauty with this system, it's all self-explanatory as you go down. You just fill out each box. So put the size to next week. Today. That's better. Next site visit. We haven't set a site visit yet. Where we don't know the fleet contract end date of their customer. Generally, these information here we won't fill out, so we don't know information until either the customer's gone back to their existing telematics providers and find out when their contract ends.
Okay.
And then if they do come to us, then obviously we'll fill out their contract with us in the details here as well. So at the moment, we're speaking to the guy about the telematics for Fuel Smart. So we click on that and then we save. And again, what will happen is if that customer comes on board with us, that screen there will change. We'll add any products they have will be added to that. So we always know exactly what they've got. So that's now in the system as a customer. So we now need to put the opportunity on the pipeline. So I generally just refresh the whole system, make sure it's there, click onto new item in the pipeline page here. And then we basically are searching for that customer. So Bob's Transport. Right. Bob Transport's there. When do we expect to close this? Generally, if we see them at the beginning of the month, some customers differ. It could take a month to close. They could take 3 months to close. I always put it down as the end of this month. So we know it's still there. Bobby's going to be still chasing it until he tells me otherwise. That the customer says, hold it for 3 months. I'll always put it in for the end of this month to close, unless Bobby tells me different. And they're a new customer to us. It's a new opportunity, not yet started because I've not sent a proposal or anything to them. And the close percentage is 50%. They might close, they might not. We don't know yet. But that will change as they go through the pipeline. So if we get a verbal yes, they want to go ahead with it, we'll drop it down to 75%. And if they close with us, it drops to 100% close. But at the moment, we'll leave it at 50%.
Okay.
So again, self-explanatory. Putting Bobby's details in there, my details in there, supporting. It's a 60-month contract. And now this is where we take the information from the GP sheet onto here. So I'll open up the GP sheet as well. And this is always in sterling as well, what we put on here in the pipeline. So scroll down here, total contract value is 3877. So we just type in 3877. The gross profit in that deal, what's the GP sheet? If I close GP sheet completely, is 2077. Return on investment is month 2.1. So that's when we get our money back. So we just put in 2 here. And then month 1 profit, we're actually on a loss of minus £73.73 until month 2. So there. Okay, so upfront, they're paying upfront, paying cash to us as upfront, and they'd be paying a monthly rental to us as well. So we then go to here. To the order form, what they're going to be paying us. So they'll be paying us €975, but I need to translate that into, change that into sterling. So we go back here, and the GP already set the sterling rate at 1.18. So obviously all we do is divide that 975 by 118 to give us a figure that we need for the sterling. Is £826. So we just go back to, where was I? So they're giving us £826 up front. Monthly rental was, let me have a look, €60. Leaves us £50. All very boring this bit, guys. Sorry.
No, all important.
No lease because they're purchase rental, and this is a Fuel Smart. So we tick what products they want. So obviously, as well as we're going along, if they tick in multiple products, it all goes down here. The projects are, I mean, if they were going on CAF, we'll tick CAF. If they were a lead from the CV show, we'll tick CV show, just so we know. So this here now is given all the information we need for this customer, for this opportunity that we're putting onto the pipeline. And then we just click save. And if you missed anything now, it will come up and tell you you can't do this yet. You need to fill this bit out. So
Okay.
that will now populate into our main pipeline. So Bob's Transport is there. No QNQ next to it. So all we do is we need to generate a QNQ to put the QNQ onto the proposal that we send to the customer. So we will click that, items and quote approval. Now, when I click this button, this will then be sent to the directors, Connor and Craig and Declan, to give us a QNQ number to check it. But because the actual deal is over 54% GP, it'll be automatically generated. So the guys won't actually see it. There'll only be questions and checked by the directors if that's below 40%, or there's other couple of parameters in there they'll look at. If it's, minus £10,000 profit in month one, then they would obviously need to check it. But if I could
Okay.
quote approval now,
So
that should
40% the main thing there, Sean.
yeah,
If it's under 40% or there's something big anomaly there, that they'll look at it.
yeah.
Okay.
They'll look at it. They'll double check it and confirm it and whatever. So yeah, that's now gone through. So we just now have to sit and wait for the email to come through to us. And once that email comes through, it'll give us a QNQ number, which we can then put here.
Yeah.
So it'll come through as a 101, 230, whatever. So it'll come through there. And then that opportunity and that number stays the same throughout the whole process of the pipeline, all the way to this gets closed. And that number will be stayed with this deal, then it'll go through to being invoiced with this number on it as well. So that is a key number that we need to make sure that this opportunity has that throughout the whole thing. So any other documents that we have, any order forms go on, has all this QNQ number on, so it follows the whole process. So that's that bit done.
Okay.
Just that in there, Sean, because you get a relative point, like it continues all the way into the actual order process setup as well. So this is what the guys within operations will work to. And if any query to do with a certain QNQ, you can then pinpoint at what point the sale was done and what products were under that as well,
Yeah.
Okay.
And there we go. That's now just come through on an email there with a QNQ number on. So it's 101235.
Very good. Okay. And the GP sheet then, do you save that back up to somewhere, or where does that?
Yep. That then gets saved. So I would set up a folder in Robert's file. So we are Cubo, Robert Steele. In there, I set up a company folder. So I set up Bob's Transport in there. This GP sheet will be then saved to there, along with the proposal, the order forms, any documents that we get from the customer. Say we need a valid tax clearance certificate from them. That will all go in there as well. Everything will go into this folder in under Bobby's name.
Great. Thank you. Any questions from Robert or Dan?
No, I think there's only just one more part, maybe is the proposal. Is that on this section as well, Robert? Or Sean, sorry?
Yeah, I can get that done now. So once we've done all that, it's literally just to make a proposal up. So it's dead simple. We have a template for that. So template pops up. And again, self-explanatory, just fill it all out, delete what you don't need. So
sorry,
Yep.
Sean, to interrupt. Just that template for the proposal, this is saved in the sales folder on SharePoint, or where? Okay.
Yeah, this is on SharePoint in the sales folder as well. And that's there. So basically just fill it in there. So Bob's Transport. What I generally like to do though in this is I would actually go to their website, find their logo and pop their logo there. It makes it a bit more personal to them. And instead of just having typed up Bob's Transport, I'll put the company's logo there. And then we fill out the QNQ there. Put the salesperson's name in there as well.
Okay.
And then a bit of detail there. So the requirements of the customer, looking for Fuel Smart Pro on 5 vehicles, stick that there. In here, fill out the term. So it's 60 months, 5 units. Delete what you don't need. Keep the Fuel Smart there, what you need. Change the pricing to the 195. So yeah, the 195 and the tenner a month. Change all the pricing there. And last but not least is make sure you put the QNQ number on each page. So we would just put header and footer, put the QNQ number in there as well. And then we'll save that, apply to all. And then that would be saved as a PDF and emailed to the customer.
Okay, and then obviously saved into the customer folder within
Yep.
Roberts. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Any questions from the rest of the guys there? Everyone happy enough?
Love it.
Okay, John, thanks very much. I'm going to just stop recording here.
No worries.